wala pa magbagyo ang Yolanda, dito binamuyo sa baybay.
Nung wala pa ang bagyo, masaya kami ng aking pamilya. Lagi kami nagtatawanan.
Yung natanggap kong lupa na binigay sa akin ng ina, bininta po namin kasi upang makapagtayo ng sariling bahay. Tapos nung pagdating ng bagyo, nasasaktan po talaga ako kasi nawalan na ako ng lupa. Kasi yun sana ang ibigay ko sa mga anak ko, ang bahay, nawala.
Pagka human sa bagyo nga Yolanda, nagguba ang among balay.
Ang hangin at kusog kaisanan, kusog ang uwan. Gipantog ng mga bata, nasira ang namin, bahay namin.
Kanya pagkaguba sa among balay, moto naglibog ko sa among puyan kay na wala man mo bahay, nagubas bagyo.
Unya, ang balay wala na. So nag-hold jud mi atong higayon na ya.
Nung parating na ang bagyo, pumunta kami ng sitiyo. Iwas disgrasya kami.
Welcome back to Global Village. I'm Buddy Cunanan. Tonight's topic is France-Philippines friendship. And joining us still is Vanessa Hans, since she's the Managing Director of the French Chamber. And joining us here, joining Vanessa and I, is Elodie Turpin, and she is the Executive Director of the France-Philippines United Action Foundation. So, welcome back, Vanessa, and of course, welcome, Elodie.
Thank you very
to our
much.
show.
Good evening.
Good evening. Pleasure to have you here, and and I'm very excited to share what you guys are doing in the foundation to really help the people in northern Cebu. So before we jump into that, let's talk about you. What's your background, Elodie? What brought you to the Philippines?
Well, I have a background in disaster management. I had my internship of master here in the Philippines for about 6 months. And following that, I did a consultancy project about the response of French NGOs and Franco-Philippine NGOs to Typhoon Haiyan. So I visited several areas in the Philippines that were affected by the typhoon and met NGOs and their communities. So that's actually the first time that I knew about FPUA, France-Philippine United Action.
Yes, yes. Interesting master's degree, disaster management.
Yes.
Why did you choose this field? It's not traditional. It's new, I think.
Yeah, it
master's
is.
degree.
Yeah.
Just like you have a master's in corporate social responsibility. You ladies are really groundbreakers, I have to say. Huh? Tell us a bit about
Well,
this.
I've been always passionate about disasters and to find solution of helping countries, prone to this type of events. So I was more into the mapping and preventing the people, but then I'm now in the next phase, which is the rehabilitation. So after the typhoon, after the earthquake, how do we help the communities? So
exciting times
it's
for
really
people, for someone like you, to be in the Philippines, which is one of the disaster centrals of the world, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, and it's actually, I think it's one of the best countries to learn about disaster management, and people are already pretty much aware of what's happening here. So yeah, it's very nice.
Okay.
I really love my job.
Okay,
And
let's talk about FPUA, which is the France-Philippines United Action Foundation. What is the structure of this foundation? And what is its mission and vision? What do you guys what is the objective of this foundation?
Well, France-Philippine United Action was created following Typhoon Haiyan in 2013. So at first it was created as a platform of coordination and communication to assist French donors, French companies who were willing to help following the disaster, and contacted the French Embassy and the French Chamber of Commerce. So together they created this platform. And so basically, we were looking for projects where they could actually donate and where it was really needed as well. Because so many NGOs came over after the typhoon, and lots of help went to Leyte, Samar, which was very, very badly affected. However, other areas were also pretty destroyed, so such as northern Cebu. So
Yes.
that's how we started.
Interesting, because Vanessa, this is actually a foundation that is, was created by the chamber.
Yes, it was because again, it was an effort of most of our members because a lot of French companies wanted to help, and in France we don't have the same kind of structures that other countries have. So when something like that happens, everyone wants to help, but they don't really know how.
Yes.
And then
yes.
basically the embassy was also approached, and then the embassy gave the mandate to the French Chamber to deal with the funds and then to find the appropriate projects. It was also about transparency, because obviously if it's
a lot of
it's-
money's involved.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And we know what
definitely.
happens when, you know, disaster strikes. There's a lot of money that gets lost.
No, definitely.
So we
And-
wanted to make sure that it would reach the right people.
Absolutely. You know, I remember that time very clearly. It was, you know, heady days, because this thing really happened and caught us all by surprise. The ferocity of this calamity just caught everyone by surprise. And but you know, we Filipinos were very grateful for the amount of sympathy and help that came in from overseas. But that was really a big problem. Even my own friends would tell me on Facebook, we want to give $1,000, but who? And that was the big thing. How do we get the money here? To who do we give it to? And how do you know it's going to reach the end user, so to speak?
Yeah, so that's why it created a need for coordination, and also a need for coordination with the other players here, because there are also French NGOs, there are partners here.
Yes.
And basically it was just a matter of putting everyone together. At first we didn't know that we would have a foundation, an actual foundation along the way, but it just started as just basically addressing a need.
Yes, and you guys, you know, the need was to have some sort of, as you said, a platform for coordination and communication, so that you could channel all these people who wanted to help, French companies from back in France, and to make sure that it actually went to proper use. And from there, it developed into this foundation that you are now head of, Elodie. Now, let's talk about the foundation. Haiyan happened, and we're showing photos now of your project there in Northern Cebu. But Haiyan happened in 2013.
Yes.
When did you become a foundation?
We became a registered foundation on September 2015. So 2 years after actually Haiyan, we started the process to become a foundation. So as of today, we are accredited by the SEC, DSWD, and as well the PCNC.
And a lot of advantages to being a foundation, right? You're now able to hold, receive, and disburse your own funds. And like
Yes.
before, I guess, was it difficult, Vanessa, for the
Very
chamber?
difficult.
Because you guys are not set up for this.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're an on-stock nonprofit.
Yes,
but I mean,
yes.
still, it is not set up to receive funds and then give them to different projects. In terms of management and transparency, we obviously had to set up like different accounts to manage all of this, but still, it was not easy. So the need just came along the way that we needed something that was more formal, more structured. Also in terms of sovereignty, responsibility
Sure.
with regards to all of the donors that we had. Yeah.
Sure, and then, you know, I think the job just got bigger and bigger, and now that you're here full time, Elodie, you know, really, you know, taking charge of the foundation. What are your duties, Elodie, with the foundation, with FPUA?
Well, pretty much everything actually, from project management to organization of fundraising events, looking for new donors. I'm basically doing everything for the foundation, so also visiting the communities on site.
Sounds like a lot of work, huh?
That's a lot, but actually it's really manageable and it's passionate, so it's okay.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, let's talk about your project. And at the moment, you are, you know, this happened in Haiyan, and it happened as, you know, the need to really address the problem of what to do with these communities. And I understand you guys didn't choose to go to do something in Leyte. Instead, you opted to go to Northern Cebu. Why was that?
Well, we chose to go to Northern Cebu because there was much lesser help that were given there, and as per the data that we had also, 9 houses out of 10 in Daan Bantayan were completely destroyed. So there was definitely a need there. And then also some of the French companies, well, there was definitely a link of putting up some projects in Northern Cebu.
Yes, yes. You know, kasi, you know, when this happened, everyone wanted to go to Leyte.
True.
Right? And so I'm glad that actually other groups looked at other places, because in truth, there are so many other areas that were devastated. And that's why you guys really chose Daang Bantayan in
Yes.
Northern Cebu. Tell us a bit about the project you have there and your partners in the area.
So we have built 2 rehabilitation sites in Daan Bantayan, located in Northern Cebu. The first site that we have has 74 houses, a multipurpose center, and the second site has 128 houses, and we have a solar center, we have a livelihood center, we have a health center as well, so it's a very complete site. The specificity also of the foundation is that we don't build basic houses, we provide disaster resilient homes, meaning that these follow a specific design In the first site that we built, it has a hyper design, architecture, which allow the house to stand up to 275 kilometers for the wind,
Wow.
and the earthquake intensity 8. So
That's quite resilient.
Yeah,
You say
we want
disaster
the communities
resilient.
to feel safe. We don't just want
No,
to give them,
absolutely.
just a roof. That's more than that.
Yeah, and hence the need for the solar center, because you mentioned the solar center to make it energy independent from the
Yes.
grid and all that, no?
Yeah.
Wow. I have to say, Vanessa, very good. I'm pretty impressed. 275 kph and magnitude 8. That's actually probably more than my house can stand.
Yeah, actually, it can be used as
Yes.
evacuation centers. But I think it's also because we had companies and people who were talented and had technology that was available.
Yeah.
So that's why everything just took off.
And we know France is a leader in this. France is a leader in renewables and also construction and housing, as evidenced by all the infrastructure projects you guys are carrying out here. Did you tap a lot of these French companies to really contribute technology and that sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely. That's how actually it happened. For the solar panel, we came up with a French NGO who actually does that. For the architecture, we actually work with a local architect who design this specific type of house. So that's really lots of technology and skills together to provide healthy and safe homes to people affected by disaster, and especially underprivileged communities that were living in very in precarious conditions prior.
You know, I don't know of any other place in the Philippines that has this kind of concept that you guys in the French Chamber and the foundation have put together. A sort of model. This is what the model should be like of a community that is in the disaster zone, basically, right? I don't know if there's any other community quite like this that puts in all these things together, all these factors together.
Well, I think there are lots of other organizations that also do construction, and they also provide disaster resilient homes. But
Yes.
we are the only NGO providing this design. So
And to put like a holistic
yes.
approach to it, which is I think should serve as a model for other communities. Would you say, Vanessa?
Well, I think we're just fortunate enough to have people with the right expertise together at the right moment. I don't think we have enough years of experience with those communities to really know if we've identified all of the needs. We all know that in development
progress,
projects,
yeah.
it's always a work in progress. So I wouldn't consider ourselves as being a model, definitely not. But I think we just did the best we could with what we had in hand at the time. And we just hope that along the way, we'll still have like good partners and people who put the project and the foundation first. So yeah, it was just good luck as well.
Well, we have to pause for a break. When we come back, one of your partners, Total Philippines, represented by Ana Cosculluela, will join us to talk about the private sector partner, the business partner this side of your projects. But before that, what can we expect from the chamber, Vanessa? Anything exciting happening this year? Something to look forward to, perhaps?
Well, yes. So again, we have the Soirée Bourgeois in November 24. This is like the biggest French event in the country. So if you want to eat good food, taste all of the delicious cheeses and wines from France, join us for this one.
At the Sofitel.
At the Sofitel, yes.
Of course, it's got to be at the Sofitel.
It has to be at the Sofitel. And our theme will be the Cannes Film Festival. So we're
Very good.
recreating the iconic designs and views of the Cannes Film Festival.
Very good. Looking forward to that, Vanessa. So thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank you very
Merci
much for
beaucoup.
inviting us.
Okay,
Merci.
and good luck with your projects. And we'll surely support them here in GNN, give them all the exposure we can possibly give you guys. Thank you. You stick around because in a few moments, guys, we'll be joined by Ana Cosculluela of Total Philippines. So stick around, more of Philippines-France friendship when Global Village returns.